Coming to you live from the Totally Immersed studios of the south coast of New South Wales, as well as the Great Lakes district of the mid-north coast. It's time for Totally Immersed TV on the radio. It's a good show. Good evening, Hobie Legends, and welcome to Totally Immersed TV on the radio. This is Michael Taylor, and I'm here with Paddy Butler.
Well, Awani, how we doing? I can't get over that intro. How good.
Very good. Well, we're here at the end of the 2025-2026 season, and we thought we'd just come on and have a bit of a chat about how the year went and maybe even about what's moving forward. We've just come off a fantastic regatta over the weekend, Paddy.
Oh, it was too good to be true. We had the third edition of the Jervis Bay Classic at the Vincenia Sailing Club. And look, we had 40 to 50 odd boats 3 years ago when we first decided to put it on. Then went to about, let's say 40. Then went to about 50 odd last year. And then we had about 75 boats on the water over the weekend, which was insane. Said to everyone at Prezzo, I haven't organised enough trophies. So Bruno and I had to go without, but that's not the end of the world. But yeah, it was mind-blowingly amazing to have so many boats on the water from so many different places on Jervis Bay, location of the 54th Hobie Cat Nationals that is coming up in no time at all. But no, the weekend went great. We had the perfect weather. Look, we had Saturday around the Bay Rally with a nice mid-range building nor'easter by the end of the day, where we did the Kalala run, which a fair few sailors are familiar with, and all those listening and watching, just how good of a yacht that is to the other side of JB and back. Big long upwind leg, followed by a big reach, downwind run to finish. And then we had a big nor'easter for the second day of racing, gradually built. The first race was in under 5 knots and the last race was in over 20. So it satisfied everyone, I think, that day. And then Monday, the public holiday was got 2 light air races in, and result wise, I'm stoked. But I had a great day on the rescue boat on Saturday for the Round the Bay Rally. It was an awesome day. I don't think there was too many notes across the board, but look, we had 20 odd 14s. We had a 15 boat. We had 5 Hobie 16s, 9 Hobie 18s, about a dozen Vipers for their Australian Championships. Kudos to Bo and Emma for taking the win there. So, like absolute legends, we had a nice mixed fleet of A-classes classic. We had Jared Spencer, who cleaned up on the flying A-class, and a couple of 5.8s. We had few F-18s, and then we had an awesome fleet of monohulls, which were predominantly from Canberra Yacht Club. So kudos to the Canberrans who shot over the Great Dividing Range last minute after historically they would all go to Bateman's Bay Regatta, which they unfortunately cancelled 2 weeks out. So we got a few extras, and total boats of 75 in what was largely considered as a awesome regatta, and everyone loved the venue. So hopefully we'll be seeing a few more boats even next year. So Anzac long weekend, lock it in, Jervis Bay Classic.
Look, there's no doubt it's an awesome racetrack, and I know that I certainly like getting down there anytime. I mean, the more time the merrier on Jervis Bay. It's that northeasterly was fabulous. It's nice to get out a bit of longer period swell, because a lot of the lakes, they've got a shorter chop, and that Hobie that we sail, of course, is designed for to get into a longer period swell, and it just kind of snugs in there going downwind. You get a lot of surfing, and it was a super fun regatta. I love regattas where there is mixed fleets and stuff. I love having all those different types of boats around. You got to have your wits about you, and it's just a joy to see all the different shades of sailing and the people that sail different boats. I mean, it's fun to have standalone regattas where we can get in and race each other, but those mixed fleets are really super fun as well.
No, it was awesome. And speaking of mixed fleets, we had the Dragoons and the Waves racing the monoholes in the end. So it was awesome to see. We had, I think, all 4 Waves from the VSC got on the racetrack for the most part of the weekend. But big turn, we had 2 Dragoons on the water, and Liana from the VSC started with a young girl called Sylvie from Pittwater, and they teamed up for the first time and had a ball. And young River from our club teamed up with Jackson Bridgie Waterhouse, Bridgie and Rod's grandson. So they loved it on the Dragoon. They had their first capsize, their first pitch pole over the hangers, and I think that is going to be a regatta that they was in there, and the whole Waterhouse clan won't forget, because even Sophie got on the racetrack for her very first race with her mum for 2 races actually on the last day on Monday morning, which was awesome. So yeah, a lot of ages out on the water. We had a lot of young guys on lasers from Canberra sailing their very first regatta. So kudos to Canberra as well for bringing 2 ribs over,
Absolutely.
and actually supporting the monos on the water. So that was great. And to have half a dozen support boats around the racetrack was excellent.
Yeah, look, there was a lot of really good chat in the boat park after the regatta. Everyone had a great weekend. All right, well, look, I tell you what, we're very pleased to be able to have the winner of the Victorian State Champions with us this evening.
On the Hobie 14.
I'm going to bring him on right now, and we'd like to welcome to the show this evening Mr. Jeff Rowden, who, Rowdy, look, thanks so much for coming along tonight. It's really nice to see you, and we'd like to introduce the current Victorian State Champion with us this evening. Good on you, Rowds. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Michael. Nice to be on board with you tonight. Nice to see you too, Paddy.
Good to see you, bloke. What's been happening?
Not much. We've just about finished our sailing season for the season. We've got one more club race back at Port Melbourne. So we've got I have a little bit of a breakfast in the morning on the beach there. I might try and attend that. And also some of the sailing club, they wound up for the year last week. So it's been a good season. Been great.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, what we wanted to wrap up with you was the Vic States at Lock Sport. Do you want to, as obviously the Hobie 14 state champion, cleaning up as you did, which I do want to point out that Mick Butler came from cleaning up at the New South Wales state titles. He won 5 races in a row on a boat that we found out west at bloody Orange of all places. Mick Butler was in form, and then you went out and kicked his ass at Lock Sport like he was, who knows. But you did well. So talk to us about Lock Sport, mate. How was it? What was it like from an organisational point of view? And I guess, tell us about the joint, because we as a Hobie class, I don't think have ever been there.
No, it was a great regatta. It was the first time that the Victorian Association also been to Lock Sport Boat Club. It was such a beautiful place. Sailing on the lake there was magic, with the plenty of good strong breeze but low waves. So it was sailable for all the sailors. All novices could sail it. So it was a great spot to actually anybody to come along and have a sail there. But the club was fantastic. All the crew there that put on all the meals was absolutely outstanding. We just gorged ourselves on everything they gave us, seconds and stuff. And it was just a really fun regatta. We didn't have big numbers, but it felt like there was a lot of people there. And it was just one of the best regattas we've had down in Victoria regarding state titles. It was a real fun time. So we had the karaoke on the Saturday night, which was fun. And then the Sunday night we had a little bit of a quiz competition, like Sail of the Century style. So that was really good. So be prepared for next year at Summers Yacht Club when we have the state titles there. There'll be a few more surprises in store for those that come along.
Well, I can certainly
looking
concur
forward
that
to
it
it.
was a really fantastic regatta, Rounds, and kudos to you guys down in Victoria for putting together, Mads and everybody. It was terrific. Do you know if has anybody had any feedback from the club about since we left?
We did get a little bit of feedback, and they actually want us back next year.
That's the kind of feedback you want, right?
They loved us there. They thought the Hobie class was, such a fun group of people. Everyone was really friendly. There was, no protests on the water. There was nothing we could complain about, and they felt the same thing. So they're very happy to have us back there, and we would go back there in a jump as well, because we enjoyed the place. See, the accommodation's cheap as well. It's a bit off the beaten track, so everything's quite affordable down there. So we'll probably get back down there again. It's a great little spot to get out of Melbourne, get out of the rat race. So, but the Lock Sport Club, thoroughly enjoyed the Hobies being there that weekend.
Yeah, well, it's great too. I mean, I love going to new places. I love a road trip. I love going to new places, and that was great to go down there. You're tough to catch at the moment, Rounds. What do you put your current success down to?
I'm not really sure. There's got to be a bit of luck in it as well there, I'd imagine. But I'm not really sure what happened there. Maybe Mick's boat was a bit slow, the one he got from Orange. It might have been I mean, I picked mine up from a bit of a backyard place as well. But the boat I used, I was very happy with it. It's a very old boat, but it was glued. Back in its day, it was solidly glued together with epoxy. And it doesn't take on any water. It's very light, and it just seemed to go really fast in those conditions, because mainly there was light weather. I did set my boat up for light weather, for that regatta. And it was sailing pretty quick all by itself. So I don't know why the boat was going so quick. I just pointed it in the direction to go home, and it did the rest for me.
Well, I've noticed that the last two regattas that I've sailed with you, which was the Nationals in Perth and the Vic States down there at Lockcourt, I've noticed you pay particular attention in the lead up to your rudder configuration. You've spent a lot of time and effort, getting those rudders really aligned. Do you reckon that's the secret to your success?
I did put better rudders on for that regatta. I did swap them over and put the EPO 3s on off my French boat. And I did notice the difference. The boat just felt so smooth upwind, and rudders are so important to have no slop in your rudder casting, so the rudders don't, wobble through the water. So there's a lot of drag in that case. So, I put a bit of focus on having really tight rudders. Is very, very important that they're just set up nice and stiff.
Yeah, fantastic.
No, I can attest to that. Dad and I rebuilt the rudder system on Mark Webb's third boat 2 weekends ago. I took it out for a test run, and I found it unsaleable with two rudders down. It had about 15 mil of tow out, and I couldn't believe a young fella, Henry, sailed it for 4 days straight. So I apologise to young Henry for that. But yeah, we rebuilt the whole rudder system, and now it sailed like a dream. And Zoe Webb absolutely killed it out there at the JB Classic. So I can attest to a good set of rudders.
Absolutely.
Have you got any plans to sail over the winter, Rouse? You got anything coming up?
I am heading up to the Bad News Regatta in June. What's that? 6 to the 9th of June.
About that.
I'm looking forward to going up there. So I'm going to be celebrating with all the other 60-year-old boys up there.
On that note, I had bad news on my schedule of events to chat about tonight. It is, a very special Bad News Regatta, and the notice of race and the entry form has just been released. And I understand, Rowdy, you have had free entry for the last 4 years or so, and you're finally going to be able to use it this coming June, which is going to be awesome. It'll be good to see you there, because it's not only yourself, but it's obviously my old man, MB, celebrating his 60th birthday, because there's a lot of yous born in 1966. Yourself, MB, Gav Luxton, Batesy, Branchy, Nigel Kotzel as well. Not that he's coming. He's over in the Europe. But, yeah, there's a good – I hope I haven't missed anyone.
You didn't
But
miss.
there's going to
what's
be
that,
a good
McFarlane? Is McFarlane one of those boys, or is he a bit older?
Nah, Lockie's an old boy.
Oh, yeah.
He celebrated his 60th a couple of years ago.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, no, it's going to be a good crew, and I think Squirter, not that Squirter's there, he's away sailing offshore, but I think he's going to be putting on the party for all you old boys. So it's going to be exciting. I've already been jotting down a few notes to talk about when we get to the speeches kind of the night. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun weekend. The beauty about Bad News is you might get 4 races over 3 days, but it doesn't really matter because you're at Currumbin, you're on the Gold Coast, it's sunshine, there's swell, you know, you might get a little bit of sailing in, but that's not what we're all about. It's about celebrating the Hobie way of life and having a bit of fun in sailing in what is one of the last places that you actually sail through breaking swell. Not to, obviously, we got Torquay, but Torquay's too cold. You're sailing on the Gold Coast. You're sailing literally through Currumbin Alley, and all the best photos that I've ever seen from Bad News is you've got the Gold Coast high-rise surfers paradise in the background, which just looks spectacular. So Bad News Regatta, if you're on the East Coast, who are you kidding? Lockie, Cam and Suze, they're all going to fly over for the Bad News Regatta, so there's no excuse. It's going to be a good time.
Do you know
great.
if the format involves the marathon race similar to that we had last year?
It does. We've got 2 days of exact same as actually the JB Classic. Taylor, you got 2 days of short course racing, and then you got the marathon on Monday, which I was very unfortunate not to have locked that in my schedule, and I didn't do the marathon, last year, which I'm very dirty about because it looked like it was so much fun.
It was awesome.
But remind
me,
you guys sailed all the way to Burleigh and back?
Yeah, it was awesome fun last year. It gets a bit weird when you get to the headland there at there's a headland halfway, and it got all good.
It was Burleigh Heads.
Right. Yeah, it got a bit weird there. But,
I think.
Yeah, it was super fun.
And it blew. It was a honking nor'wester, wasn't it? When you guys did it. So, no, it's going to be a good weekend.
All right. Well, look, thanks very much, Jeff, for being with us tonight. Great to see you. Great to talk to you. What's what do you think looking ahead this year? What do you identify? Are you planning to come to Nationals at Vincentia this year?
Yep. Yeah, I'll definitely be at Vincentia Nationals, at least on the 14. 16 possibly. I might enter that first series still yet, but at the moment I'll be there on 14.
Fantastic. No, great. Well, look, thanks very much for being with us tonight. Jeff, you're very welcome to hang around with us as we chat on. We've got some other guests coming on soon, but Pad, shall we move to some of the rest of our wrap up? Next time on the agenda.
It just reminded me when you mentioned the Hobie Nationals, because we've got 2 of the most amazing, well, 3 if you include me. I'm ready to quit my day job anytime to become a professional singer. But we've got 2 of our most talented members of the Hobie family band with us, Taylor and Rowdy. I can say that we have locked in a venue for presentation for the Nationals, and I can say that we've pretty well got a major sponsor locked in as well, both of which I'm very excited to announce at a later date. But the venue of presentation is a renowned live music venue in the Jervis Bay area. I can say that, and I've told the organisers there that the Hobie family band will be playing on at least presentation night after Series 1, which is historically the night when everyone's there. So talk to us. I mean, we've got a lot of new musos as well. We've got a lot of young guns within the Vincentia Sailing Club. We've got people on the French horn, saxophone, trumpet, Bryn Robinson Mills. So I'm already feeling some hunters and collectors. you boys are the experienced ones here when we come up to a set list, but most notably our drummer within the Vincentia Sailing Club, Mr. Sid Green, he's actually the drummer for Casey Chambers band. He's got a home studio here in Sanctuary Point, only at 100 metres down the road from me. So, Hobie Family Band, there was no live music in WA. There was no dancing, which was unfortunate at the time, but we can lock in dancing and live music for the 54th Hobie Cat Nationals in Jervis Bay. That is for sure.
Absolutely.
Any thoughts, questions, queries, or concerns from you, Rowdy, on that?
Oh, not really. Sounds like a good idea having it, in an indoor venue, and let's have a lot of the musos from the Hobie, group. We can all get up and do the songs like we did. There was about 5 years ago we did that. We did that other Hobie band, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think the first real Hobie band was at the 50th Nationals. And then obviously we had a bit of a hiatus in Brisbane, but then, you boys kicked it all off again in Macrae. And I think there was absolutely no notes from that New Year's Eve party at Macrae. That's for sure. I think we've locked in a New Year's Eve around the Bay rally, because obviously the Nationals is from the 2nd to the 10th. There's no Nationals racing prior to New Year's Eve. So we've got the New Year's Eve around the Bay rally that the Vincentia Sailing Club will host, obviously New Year's Eve, and then we'll lead into a New Year's Eve party at the Sailing Club. I think we've got a DJ locked in there up until the countdown at midnight. So that'll be at Plantation Point the whole night. And then, presentation at a venue soon to be disclosed.
Well, I'm going to take this opportunity.
Sounds good.
Sorry, Rouse, just to remind everybody, if you don't mind. Look, registrations for this year's Nationals are open. Get yourself onto the RevSport website, register early for the event, get the discount, and then get your accommodation sorted, because that's going to be a big part of it, and you'll do much better if you get onto it early. So just a shout out to everybody there. Get on and get it done.
And early entries close at the end of June.
That's it.
So everyone's got a couple of months left to get that discount.
So get in early so nobody suffers a bit of FOMO.
Exactly. And charter boats available too. We're working on them. We're building boats.
We are. We're working very hard.
Plenty of 14s.
It's going to be bigger than Ben Hur. It's going to be bigger than Ben Hur, that show, Rowdy. We're going to have to. We'll have a sidebar meeting about the set list. We've got. There's a lot of pressure on to involve everybody, so I think we'll have a bit more of an expanded set list than last year, anyway. But
I think before you were on the scene there, Michael, back when we had the first Hobie band, I think you missed that one back in.
I've seen the video. I've seen and loved the video.
So what we did, we spent 6 months organising the set list, and we had a massive spreadsheet, and we had everyone's name down one side, and we had the songs across the top, and then everyone had to fill in their name of what instrument they were playing and which song. So it was quite a big task we did, but it worked out really well. So we're going to have to get onto the set list early.
Sidebar meeting for that one, Routes. Sidebar meeting.
I think we can confirm Deb Muller as well as lead vocalist.
Oh, that's all right. Whack them all in. I want to hear Andrew Boyd do a few more vocals as well.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
Put me down for rocking in the free world, Neil Young, at some point in the set.
Done and dusted.
No, it should be a lot of fun. Yeah, I mean, we can have, anybody can get up, and they don't have to play an instrument, but they can certainly sing along with the band if they want. Well, they, put the lyrics up for them, and everyone can, feel like they're part of the band at any point they want to do that.
Absolutely. What date are we doing that, Paddy? What night are we doing that?
I think we'll do a presentation of Series 1, which is Tuesday, the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th of January.
No.
Fantastic. And what was the highlight of your previous year, Jeff?
The previous year? Well, definitely, so beating Mick, in the in the VIC States. It was a thrill to race against Mick and get, being able to win there. This is I don't know what happened, but it was a great thrill
Yeah,
to
well,
win
that's
that.
fantastic.
I tried all year to beat him, and I couldn't do it, Rowdy, and you just
Yeah.
did it
Well,
seamlessly. No
I
notes.
mightn't be on the 14 next year. I might swing back over to the 16 for the VIC States. But I'm thinking of pulling out the old sand groper, the old 50-year-old 16, and getting around on the vintage boat for something different.
That'll be nice.
It'd be a bit of an awkward moment, but it's something on the cards. I've always wanted to do, was sail an old 16.
No, it'll be cool. Well, I did hear that there's a rumour of a vintage sail division, which I've got. I think I've got 3 sets of old sails, so I've got plenty of sails to choose from, which I'm happy about. I use them every week, so that'll be cool.
Yeah. What about? Well, yeah, that'll be good. Well, yeah. So if you get down to Summers next year, that's the March 6th to 8th next year, March 6th to 8th. So if you want to come down and join us for that regatta, that would be good to see a lot of new faces, and we might run that vintage division there for our states.
I'm looking forward to sailing at Summers. I mean, I've surfed there as a kid, but I've never sailed there. And
it's a brilliant yacht club. The view off the balcony is absolutely stunning. Even if you don't go sailing, you just want to be standing on that balcony with a beer in your hand and just watching the water from the balcony. It's just an absolute picture.
Right. Well,
Lock it in.
You might be interested in something. And I'm going a little bit off piste here, Paddy, but I was thinking maybe I might take this opportunity while we're all here, and particularly when you're talking about balconies and beers. I'd just like to let you know that I'm going to take this opportunity to for a worldwide premiere of I've made a film over the last couple of days. I put a lot of effort into it. I'm very proud of it, and it just kind of feels relevant in this moment. So what I'm going to do is we'll see what you all think about this one. Here we go.
Absolute cinema.
So
That's
one thing that I'm really proud of was the glass half full situation. I'm a glass half full kind of guy. But that was like the fabulous Great Lakes Sailing Club up here in Foster, New South Wales, where the sunsets are always picture perfect.
If anybody has a diary in front of them like I do, pencil in Wildcat Regatta for the October long weekend. Where else would you rather be?
Absolutely. So moving on, Paddy. What do you think the New South Wales states? We've spoken a lot about the VIC States, and the VIC States was an outstanding regatta. It was great to return to Wangi this year. We hadn't been to Wangi for a few years, probably 3 to 4 years. I think it was my first crack at Wangi, and it didn't let me down. It was a good breeze and a good regatta.
No, the team at Wangi are amazing. They put on like 4 regattas, 5 regattas, 6 regattas. Oh God, I can't count the amount of events they put on. They held the Wingfoil Nationals over the Australia Day long weekend. They hosted the Herons, I think. The Herons, they do their annual regatta, they do their big boat regatta, they do so much. They're an amazing club. And I'm a Wangi boy by blood. That's where MB's from, Gav Luxton. The Outreach family are there. There's a lot of very prominent sailors that come from Lake Macquarie, but Wangi in particular, and it was awesome to return to Wangi since, I think the last time we were there, it was 2023 we were there for the 14 women youth state titles. And we had an awesome fleet. I think I'm looking at some results now. We had about 25 Hobie 14s, and we had a few cameos. We had Nicole Corlett return after quite some time off the boat. Mick Colcliffe, like prominent Murray Cat sailor, type N sailor, managed to convince him to jump on Gav's Seafer. So his good boat, his French boat, and Mick Colcliffe sailed like an absolute dream. And there's footage of him. I've got to get it out there, but he was like, that Hobie 14 is an absolute dream of a boat to sail. Once it gets windy enough, obviously, because he's used to hiking on a Murray Cat, and he sent it like no tomorrow. Peter Bates came down for the weekend because Sophie and Juliet sailed together on a 16, sailed really well. But it was great to see Peter Bates on a 14 for the first time in 40 odd years. Peter Bates sailed a 14 for many years on Grafton River. What's the river in Grafton? I forget. Peter Bates grew up sailing a 14 there, and he was, sailed like an absolute legend on Beck Greentree's boat. I'm just looking at who else we have there. We had Jody Shields, Wanji local, notorious Wanji local. He sailed on the Jizz bus. Andreas from Mexico was in Sydney, so he sailed a 14. Andreas sailed a 16 over in WA for the Nationals. And Michael Pitts, and I want to say, no, just Pitsy flew over from WA. Andrew Boyd came over for Vic States. That was it. So kudos to Pitsy for flying over to Vic and New South Wales States to sail the 14. So that dude is absolutely killing it. Brad Sumner sailed his Hobie 16 for the first time in many years, which was awesome, and he cleaned up in the mixed fleet. And then we had, 2 Waves and a Dragoon sail for Division 3, and Liana smashed it on the Dragoon, beating her brother by 1 point. So, we've been trialling racing the Dragoons and Waves on Yardstick, and that's been working pretty well. So going forward on the rankings, I think Liana's cleaned up overall. So, it was an awesome weekend, and Wanji's just a great regatta, a great place to sail. We've got a lot of places on the lake that we sail, Mannering Park, which is great, and we'll be there in October for the 14-foot regatta. But it's always beautiful to get back to Wanji and race there. It's a really nice racetrack and a really awesome club.
I loved what you did, convincing people from other classes to come on and do a cameo in our event. It was great, to see someone from another class jump on the Hobie and come in and listen to them talk about how much fun it was.
It's always a great way to prove your sailing ability jumping on a Hobie 14. It can be a very humbling experience, and it definitely separates the skills, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I've heard a little whisper about what might happen at Nastras this year too, so that'll be good. We won't put any public pressure on anything, but we might.
We got a lot of. But the beauty is we've got a lot of spare charter boats floating around, Hobie 14s especially for the Nationals. So we're finding boats on Marketplace and we are snatching them up in the best possible way. So there's going to be a lot of gluing happening this winter, gluing Hobie 14s together and making them nice and stiff and getting rudders sorted. It's going to be big. It's going to be a big off season, that's for sure.
We're certainly looking forward to it. Yes, so Rowds, we as an association here in New South Wales have decided to buy a couple of boats and get them up to snuff and have them available to people, for those that don't want to tow their boats in or for training purposes and what have you. So that's just one we're trying up here.
And it's not even about winning the regattas; it's about just being there and having fun with your mates, isn't it? That's the main trick, I think.
Well, that's
exactly.
That's certainly part of the Hobie culture. That's for sure. All right, well, that's fantastic, Jeff, and I want to thank you again for coming on with us this evening. And mate, we'll look very much forward to seeing you up in Currumbin.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me tonight, guys, and we'll see you at the next regatta.
Cheers, Rowdy. Wallawani, safe travels.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Moving on to another fabulous Victorian sailor. We're really concentrating on the Victorian episode, but ladies and gentlemen, I would like to bring on another Hobie sailing legend from Victoria who's going to have a chat about an upcoming regatta. Ladies and gentlemen, a big welcome to Fletch.
Fletchy, I thought you'd be joining us in your full Commodore outfits get up. What are you
It's
doing
at
wearing
the-
your old Port Melbourne National shirt?
It's at the cleaners. We've got prize giving Saturday night, so I'm just getting it cleaned as we speak.
Ooh la la. How exciting.
Yes.
Talk to us, what's it like being Commodore of Torquay Sailing Club? What's the job? What's the sitch?
Oh, it's a lot more high stakes, a lot more pressure than being a Hobie Cat president. I tell you that. You know, actually Torquay's great. So Torquay Sailing Club, I think, because we're basically just one massive Hobie Cat club. It's not much different to running an Hobie Cat association. We've got a really cool committee and lots of enthusiasm. So it's one of those clubs you just rock up and things are done. You don't have to tell people what to do. They're so enthusiastic. So you rock up, the rescue boat's ready to go. People have got their boats rigged and away we go, especially on a Sunday. So no, it's good.
I'll tell you what, very similar to the Vincentia Sailing Club, that is. Vertically opposite we are.
Yeah. The only difference is we still have the same old problem. If the sun's not shining, it's 12 degrees. If it's raining, no one goes sailing.
Yeah, that's
Anyway.
pretty standard. If it's raining up here, no one's going for a yacht. But we were lucky enough to have 24 degrees nor'easters every single day for the Jervis Bay Classic, as I've already bragged about half an hour ago. So, yeah, we were pretty lucky for our Anzac Day weekend. That's for sure.
Yeah, I saw the pictures on Facebook. Looks like you had a pretty good turnout.
75 boats. I was blown away. As we said earlier, we had a lot of Canberrans come. We had New South Welshmen, Sydney siders, but a mixed fleet. We had a good number of little monohulls turned up, like lasers and fins and sharpies. A lot of them. It was awesome. 505, but then we had the Vipers and big mixed fleet of catamarans. But we had a solid 14 fleet. And we had 9 Hobie 18s, which was more Hobie 18s than we had at both state titles combined. So, happy days.
Well, that's good. You guys sailed right around the bay, or you just found the boys?
Yeah, we did. We did the Round the Bay Rally on Saturday, which is what we'll do New Year's Eve, just prior to Nationals, which I think you've done one of those before, to Kalala Bay and back.
Yeah, that's one where no one knows where the marks are, and we all chase each other and all get lost there.
That is why I went on the rescue boat at A mark at the top of the bay. That's why I was on A mark, to make sure that everybody knew where they were going. We set markers. Mind you, I drew the course up. I did the full briefing and everything after Dad did his little RO thing. Said any questions? There was no questions, and I got to A mark with Matthew McKenzie and John and Rochi, and lo and behold, Jervis Bay Sailing Club, the little monohull club at the top end of the bay, had set their racetrack exactly where the top of the course was. So I said, go around the red cardinal mark and a self-inflating yellow buoy. Lo and behold, there were 2 yellow self-inflating buoys about 100 metres north of the cardinal mark, and a rescue boat and a bunch of monohulls. I'm just thinking, oh my God, what is going to go wrong this time? Lo and behold, not much went wrong. So happy days. It was all good in the end.
That's good. It sounds a bit like our Australia Day regatta this year. We've got some boys called fads. They're fishing attracting boys, which are about 1 kilometre off the coast from Torquay Sailing Club.
Yep.
Normally we have just a little short coastal race where I think we've been cut out.
That's all right. We'll continue.
Yeah, normally we have a little coastal race where we just for an hour we blast out these fads around them and then back to the club. So it's like a 40-minute drag race.
Yeah. I've seen that on Zach's Strava.
Yeah, but normally they're 1 nautical mile off the beach. Had beautiful 15 knots, rolling swell. Got to the stage, we're 5 nautical miles off the beach. Where are these marks?
Oh no!
And we found out normally fishing Victoria, or you usually goes and puts the markers out in October. And then this year they forgot. So we were all sailing out there 5 miles off the coast trying to find these marks that weren't even there.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So that's a bit of a disaster, but everyone enjoyed it. So
All right,
Oh,
well,
that's good quality.
we've brought you on tonight to pump up your upcoming regatta, and I've got to start by saying that just kicking it off, that poster right there is outstanding.
that's good. You like that?
Look at that.
That's
That
cool.
makes me want to come there every day of the week.
Well, that's made by Mads. Mads is our big promotion person at the moment, so she whips up the posters by that. And I think she's taken that with a drone, and that's her husband, Zach, out there trying to get out through a surf break. I don't think that's during the winter. That one's just during the sunset. So,
Right.
yeah, so Brass Monkey, yeah, it's going to be cold. So, yeah, you guys are going to freeze if you come down. So the water will be down to about 12 degrees. And then depending on the weather, if we get a southerly, I mean, the air temperature is going to be 12 degrees and windy. But if we get a northerly, it might be about 16, 17 degrees, and then a nice, gentle rolling swell. So it'll be lovely.
Luxury.
Yeah. So normally wintertime is big rolling swell. So no chop, just nice, gentle rolling swell. But it'll be cold.
Yeah.
And then I think rumours is we might try and get a blow up hot tub, just so once everyone's off sailing and come back, and they can sit in their hot tub and have their special hot chocolate that we're going to have on for everyone after sailing.
Yeah, I know exactly what your hot chocolate you're talking about.
Yeah, well,
How
you're
good.
gonna need that after sailing out there. I mean, it'll be beautiful weather in terms of being down south, because the water's so cold. It'll be crystal clear, so you'll be able to see down maybe 20 meters. So
Yeah,
you can
how
see all the
cool.
reef and everything. So apart from the temperature, it'll be amazing. And then I
Yeah.
think that night, because it'll be a bit cold around the club, we're going to go up to the bowling club and just they'll have a hot fire up there and everything. Fire going that evening. We'll sit around the bowling club and have nice dinner up there. And again, it looks out over the water. And I haven't checked whether it's moon. I don't know if it's going to be full moon or not, but if it's full moon, we'll be able to see right it over the ocean and everything. So it'll be amazing. And then hopefully you've all survived Saturday, and then Sunday morning we'll have another couple of hours racing in the morning and try and finish it up by about sort of 1 o'clock. So, but it'll be good. We quite often sail during the winter if the weather's good. So there's a good chance this will be a good weekend. So come down, come and enjoy it.
Well, I just want to let you know in
Awesome.
advance I'm going to, as a birthday present to myself, because it is in fact my birthday that weekend.
Oh,
You're making a pretty strong case for it. I'm pretty keen to get down there, and I mean, I've surfed down there in the wintertime as a young lad, and yeah, I know what to expect, and it's it takes your breath away, but it'll be fun.
Yeah. And I think you've already booked in your boat, haven't you? I've got your charter boat already on the beach, Michael.
Yeah, I think. Well, I need to confirm, but I'm pretty sure that that's going to be good. So that means a really good June. First part of June in Corumba and second part of June down there in Torquay. That's going to be awesome.
couple
Yeah,
weeks
it's gonna be
later. How
good.
good.
Yeah, it'll be 28 degrees and then 8 degrees. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But hey, that's like you have a sauna and you jump in the ice bath. Come on.
Yeah.
How
Well, to
good.
give you an idea, I mean, we sail during ski season as well. So we'll go up the mountain, go skiing in minus 10 degrees, and then come back and go sail in plus 10, and it feels tropical.
Yeah, yeah.
It's all relative.
Now we're having this conversation tonight, Fletch, just because we're discussing. We've come to the end of the season, and so I'm keen to ask you what was the highlight of your sailing season this year?
This year, I reckon the highlight's got to actually have been the WA Heavy 14 state titles.
Oh, yes, of course. Tell us about
After all
that.
the nationals at Bustleton and the wind going in circles and giving us all headaches from thinking too hard, that was hard work.
Tell us about that, because we chatted to Dazzy and Camo on location however many moons ago that regatta was. So tell us about the WA 14 states, because you're at Mandurah. Yeah. on the lakes
Yeah,
at
so it's an
Mandurah.
inland waterway, so it's flat as. There's still a bit of current, so it keeps it a bit interesting. There's a few sandbars, so you could, just get into the course is a bit tricky, but once you're out there, it's great. But I mean, it was just beautiful, sort of late summer weather, so 26 to 31 degrees, beautiful sunshine, and the breeze started light in the morning. So you get out there, you've got the first race about 6 or 7 knots, and then the next race is in 10 to 12 knots, and then you got a race in 15 knots, and then the last race of each day is blowing like snot. It's like 28 knots. But you build up over the whole day. So it was a weather condition for everyone. There was about 20 odd boats. We were all just camping at the club. It was very chilled and relaxed, and it was actually just a really nice, fun weekend. So, and the brain didn't hurt at all. So it was great.
Oh, that's good.
So to me, that
Jealous.
was like, we had a whole
It-
summer in WA, and that was the highlight regatta for the whole summer over there. Right.
Yeah,
That was the pick. How good.
It's such a shame they had to cancel their Ninderloo Reef trip, because when they described that to me, that just sounded fantastic. And of course, the bloody cyclone came along and ruined everything. So I know they're going to reschedule, but gee whiz, you could do worse than participating in that event as well. It sounded fantastic. It was a great trip to WA. I enjoyed going over there, and geez, they've got it pretty good over there, that's for sure. Anyway, we hope to see a few of those over here, for some of our regattas as well.
Yeah, we did. Remember, we dragged a
For
few
the
of our
Nationals in
our state pilots we dragged.
how many few months' time.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, I reckon we should wrap this up. It's been a good chat. Thanks very much for joining us, Fletch. Nice to see you, of course, and love to Georgie and all the other peeps down there in Victoria and all over the country. Pad, you got anything you want to say before we wrap this up?
Just look, Hobie Nationals is coming. We got 2 months left of early entries. Get into it. Any questions, let us know. But for now, I've been Paddy. We've had Taylor, we've had Rowdy and Fletchy. This has been Totally Immersed TV on the radio. We'll see you later.
See you next time.